Now the National League president, Chuck Feeney, did an able job here yesterday in the melee that took place at Shea, throwing out the first ball, sitting right behind the mayor, Mayor Lawrence. Here's the greeting for Pete Rose as he comes up to the batter's box. Pete Rose getting into a fight with Bud Harrelson on a double play. The Mets pulled off, being greeted by the New York Met fans. The lights have been turned on at Shea. Lights have been turned on this gray overcast day. The temperature is a pleasant temperature of about 70 degrees. George Stone taking his warm-up pitches. Mets again going with a left-hand pitcher. John Matlack won in Cincinnati. Won by a score of 5-0 on a two-hit shutout. Yesterday, Jerry Kuzman won by a score of 9-2, a left-hand pitcher. Mets lost the first game 2-1 behind Tom Seaver. Seaver struck out 13, Matlack struck out 9, and Jerry Kuzman struck out 9 in yesterday's ball game. Total of 31 strikeouts by the Mets pitching so far in this 3 out of 5 championship series. Now the throw on down to second base by Jerry Grody. We're about to get underway, and here for the play-by-play, Lindsey Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ralph Cannon. Hello again, everybody. Pete Rose up to lead off. Rose is hitting .250 in the championship series so far. Switch hitter batting right. Facing George Stone, who won 12 games, lost 3 during the regular season, but has not worked in 16 days. Wayne Garrett's on the edge of the grass at third, and here is the first pitch of the day. It is low for a ball. Bob Engel is the umpire behind the plate. Bruce Fromming at first, Jerry Dale at second, Ed Sudol at third, Ed Bargo down the left field line, Chris Belacutis down the right field line. Here's a swing and a foul ball, backing out of play. It's 1-1. The lights on from the very start here at Shea because of the heavy cloud cover. Joe Morgan has moved out on deck. Outfield defense shaded toward right against the right-hand batting Rose, and that pitch is in for a called strike. The fastball down the pipe. It's 1-2. Garrett retreats at third base now. Alex Gramis is on the coaching lines at third. And George Sugar is the Cincinnati coach at first base. George Stone takes the sign from Grody. Goes into the motion, and here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right side, out of play. So the count continues 1-2 to Pete Rose. Stadium, of course, properly decorated with bunting on this occasion of a championship series. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Fastball a little low, missed by not much. It's 2-2. Rose backs out now. Moves back into the batter's box. Stone looks around. Now steps up onto the rubber. Takes his time. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low, and the count is full. It's 3-2. The Mets won yesterday by a score of 9-2. They won the day before 5-0. Cincinnati won the opener Saturday in Cincinnati by a score of 2-1. The best 3 of 5 for the National League pennant. Here's a payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Right down into the dirt. Count continues full at 3-2. Count holds 3-2. Rose back in. He led the National League in batting this year with a mark of .338. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Hit on the ground. Back to Stone. He's up with it. Plays to first in time. Rose is grounded out. Pitch to first. That will bring up Joe Morgan. Morgan is 1 for 12 in the championship series. .083 during the regular season. He batted .290. He had 26 home runs. He's a left-hand batter. Had 68 stolen bases during the season, second only to Lou Brock of the Cardinals, who had 70. Stone now into the motion. Here's the pitch to the left-hand batter. Swung on and missed. It's strike 1. Garrett's on the edge of the grass against Morgan as well. Tony Perez has moved out there on deck. Outfield defense shaded toward right field, playing Morgan to pull. Stone with a delivery that swung on and missed. It's strike 2. Dusty Staub playing a deep right field against Joe Morgan. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Swung on it on the ground at second base. Millan is there. He's up with it. He goes to Milner in time. Morgan's out. Two Cincinnati Reds have been retired here in the top of the first, and Tony Perez is coming up. Perez has gone 0 for 12 so far in the championship series. He hit .314 during the season with 27 homers on 101 runs batted in. Here's Stone now with the pitch. Swung on, popped up into left field, and here comes Leon Jones. He's there calling. He makes the catch. Side is retired in order. It's nothing across. In the middle of the first inning, the score is Cincinnati nothing, and the Mets coming to bat.
Introducing Boston Spa National Bank's free personal checking account service. Write as many checks as you want without a service charge while maintaining an average monthly balance of $400 or more. And if you prefer to maintain a lower monthly average balance, Boston Spa National's new personal checking account plan permits you to write as many checks as you want for a fixed monthly charge based on your average balance. No minimum balance required, no charge for deposits, no charge if account is not used. You get an initial supply of personalized checks free. You'll get a statement every month, and you can enjoy unlimited use of your account at no charge just by keeping an average balance of $400 or more in your account. And you may want to take advantage of Boston Spa National's computerized automatic payment service to build your savings account or make your mortgage payments or any installment loan payment. Even your Christmas Club payments can be automatic. Pick up a folder at your nearest office of Boston Spa National Bank for full details. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
This exclusive Belmont race recreation is presented by the Schenectady Off-Track Betting Commission, home of Bola Bet.
May I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. The official results of the second race from Belmont Park. The winner, OTB letter B, Tur, ridden by Ron Turcott, returns 380, 280, and 260. Finishing second, letter C, Surf Queen, returns 540 and 380. Finishing third, letter A, Nympha's Joy, pays 380. The daily double combination of letters B and G returns $71. Time of the second race, 1 minute, 43 and 3/5 seconds.
Schenectady OTB, where you're always a winner. Horse racing excitement is as close as the 3 OTB locations. 127 Wall Street, 2627 Broadway, and 1700 State Street, Schenectady. Or place your bet from anywhere with a telephone account. Place your Belmont Thoroughbred bet at OTB. Schenectady OTB. You can bet on it.
This Belmont race recreation, a service of the Schenectady Off-Track Betting Commission.
14 WABY.
Johnny Bench is going out to have a word with him now before he starts to work. The hand is for Wayne Garrett, who's stepping into the batter's box. On Saturday in Cincinnati, Garrett got a base hit his first time up. Ground ball that hit the bag. He has not had one since. So that he is 1 for 13 in this championship series. During the regular season, Garrett hit .256 with 16 home runs, a career high for him. He is a left-hand batter facing left-hand pitcher Fred Norman, who stands only 5 feet 8 inches tall. He deals in the screwball plus the normal complement of pitches. Norman goes into the motion, and here's the delivery. It is low and away for a ball. 1-0. Felix Millan is on deck. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on in the air to right. Coming on is Andy Costco. He gets there, and Costco makes the catch. Wayne Garrett has flied to right, one away, and Felix Millan is coming up. Millan is 2 for 10 in the championship series. That's an average of 200. During the regular season, he hit .290. 3 homers, 37 runs batted in. In a poll of writers and broadcasters covering the Mets on a regular basis, Felix Millan was selected as Met of the Year. That honor last year went to Tom Seaver. Millan got 7 votes, Seaver got 2, and John Madlock got 1 in the poll. Here is the pitch. It is low for a ball. Millan had 185 base hits during the course of the year to set a new Met record. For base hits in the season, Tommy Agee had 182 in 1970. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Millan. Swinging a ground ball to second. Joe Morgan scoops it up, makes the play in time. Morgan, as he was trying to transfer the ball from the glove to his throwing hand, bobbled it up into the air for a moment and had to grab it. Two away, Rusty Staub, who had 2 homers yesterday. Staub is 3 for 10 in the championship series, and all 3 were home runs, so he's batting .300. Left-hand batter facing a left-hand pitcher. Rusty hit .279 with 15 homers during the regular season. Breaking pitches in for a call strike. Norman started him off with a curveball. Cleon Jones has moved out on deck. Eddie Yost on the coaching lines at third, and Roy McMillan at first for the New York Mets. Here's the strike one pitch. It's low for a ball, 1-1. We were talking to Rusty Staub before the ball game, and he said that he really doesn't bother much about whether the pitcher is left-handed or right-handed because he plays every day in any case. So it's no bugaboo. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit in the air down the line in right. Coming up is Costco. Morgan goes out calling, and Morgan one-handed and knocks Costco down on the seat of his pants. He's uninjured. Costco gets up and runs to chase his cap as Morgan made the catch to retire the side. It's nothing across. At the end of an inning, the score is the Mets nothing and the Reds nothing. George Stone now will face Johnny Bench leading off for the Cincinnati Reds. George Stone is 1-0 against the Reds this year, and his lifetime record against them is 4 wins and 5 losses. He defeated the Reds 5-2 at Riverfront Stadium on July 14th. He allowed 7 hits and 2 runs in 8 innings. Walked 4, struck out 7. Started with no decision against the Reds here at Shea on August 17th in a game won by the Reds 2-1 in 10 innings. In that game, Stone allowed 5 hits and 1 run in 8 2/3 innings. Walked 2 and struck out 8. Johnny Bench has had 4 hits and 12 times at bat in this series, batting .333. He's had 1 home run. Stone into the motion, and the pitch is bunted up into the air out in front of the plate. Grody has it, fires to first, and in time, he's out. Jerry Grody out there in a hurry to take that bunt on 1 hop. Fired it down to first as Johnny Bench tried to bunt his way on. I think the New York Mets would be happy most times that Johnny Bench attempts to bunt. Coming up now is Andy Costco, right fielder who bats right-handed. He's 2 for 6, batting .333 in the championship series. Now the pitch, and it's low for a ball. In game number 2, played on Sunday in Cincinnati, the Reds got only 2 hits off John Madlock, and Andy Costco got them both. This pitch in for a call strike, so it's 1-1. There is heavy cloud cover, and the lights are on from the start of the game here at Shea this afternoon. Mets are playing an infield of John Milner at first, Felix Millan at second, Bud Harrelson at shortstop, and Wayne Garrett at third. Now Costco backs out at the plate. The outfield alignment for the Mets has Cleon Jones in left, Don Hahn in center, and Rusty Staub in right. Wind is blowing out a little bit toward the left. There's a pitch that just misses low, and it's 2-1. Dennis Menke's on deck. 2-1 delivery. Hit on the ground, foul back of third, and the count's even now at 2-2. Outfield defense almost straight away. They play Costco slightly to pull. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike him out. First strikeout for George Stone as he got Costco swinging. 2 away, and Dennis Menke's coming up now. Menke is 1 for 5 in the championship series. That was yesterday. He went 1 for 4 and had a home run. Yesterday was the first day he had started. He'd been used as a pinch hitter the day before in Cincinnati. So manager Sparky Anderson decided to leave him in. That pitch is in for a call strike. Dan Driesen had beat Menke out of his position along in midsummer. Driesen played the first 2 games at third base. 2 men out, nobody on. Here's Stone's pitch to the right-hand batter. Fastball in for a call strike 2. It's 0-2 to Dennis Menke. During the regular season, Menke batted .191 with 3 homers and 26 runs batted in. This will be an 0-2 pitch. Low for a ball. It's 1-2. Menke settles himself carefully back into the batter's box. Jerry Grody sends a sign out to George Stone. Here's a 1-2 delivery. Swung on and foul back. He's still alive. Pete Rose, of course, has been cast in the role of the culprit because of yesterday's melee, and today when the bus bringing the Cincinnati Reds to the ballpark came by a rather circuitous route. They came in more towards center field and over by the bullpen as they usually do. Rose says, now I know how Nixon feels. This will be a 1-2 pitch. Swung on it on the ground to short. Harrelson's over. He's up with it. Bud Harrelson scored a first in time. The side is retired. Nothing across. And in the middle of the second inning, the score is the Reds nothing and the Mets nothing. The New York Mets will face Fred Norman now in the bottom of the second inning. Cleon Jones will lead it off. Cleon is 3 for 10 in the championship series. That's an average of 300. During the regular season, he batted .260 with 11 homers and 48 runs batted in. Right-hand batter facing the left-hand pitcher, Fred Norman. Norman has his sign, and here's the pitch. It's in there for a call strike. John Milner moves out on deck for the Mets. Again, Fred Norman delivers. Breaking pitch foul right down into the dirt, so it goes to 0-2 to Cleon Jones now. The Reds are playing an infield of Tony Perez at first, Joe Morgan at second, Darrell Cheney at short, Dennis Menke at third. Pete Rose in left field, Cesar Geronimo in center field, and Andy Costco in right. Johnny Bench the catcher. That pitch just missed high, and it's 1-2 now to Cleon Jones. Outfield defense shaded toward right against Cleon. They play him to take the ball with power to the opposite field. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Breaks low, and it's 2-2. Norman gets settled down out there on the mound. And the 2-2. In there for a call, strike 3. Got him looking. There's one away, and John Milner's the batter. Milner's 2 for 10. Championship series, that's an average of 200. During the regular season, he hit .239, 23 homers, 72 runs batted in. That's high for a ball. Against the left-handers, Jones bats cleanup and Milner bats fifth. Against right-handers, it's just the other way around. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to right field. Costco's there waiting, and Andy Costco makes the catch. 2 away. Jerry Grody is coming up now for the Mets. Grody's 2 for 11. That's an average of 182 in the championship series. Grody hit .256 over the course of the season. 2 men out, nobody on. There is no score. This, the 4th game of the championship series for the National League pennant between the Cincinnati Reds and the New York Mets at Shea Stadium in New York. That pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-0. Fred Norman goes into the motion, deals 1-0. Fastball in for a call strike. It's 1-1. Don Hahn has moved out on deck. Hahn is the Mets' leading hitter in this championship series with an average of 400. Pitch to Grody is outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Johnny Bench flashes the sign. Here's the 2-1 offering. It's high. Norman has gone behind 3-1. He's struck out 1 walk, none so far. Grody looks down to Eddie Yost, the sign man at third. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on foul, back to count is full at 3-2. Norman Norman takes the mode, walks back to the infield grass to rub up the new ball. Fingers the rosin bag back there as well. This will be a payoff pitch, and it's on the way. In there for a call, strike 3. Caught him looking. 2 strikeouts for Norman in the inning. He has retired 6 consecutive batters. Nothing across. And at the end of 2 innings of play, the score is the Reds nothing, the Mets nothing.
Mrs. Bonnie Maynard of Rome, New York, just traded her 1969 Opel. Not for another Opel, but for a 1973 Subaru station wagon, as Mrs. Maynard told us.
I test drove a Subaru. Well, I just sort of fell in love with it. That front-wheel drive makes the car handle so nicely. And the money I'm saving on gas is just unbelievable. I keep...
All right, Lindsey Nelson and hi, everyone. Both pitchers have retired the first 6 batters that they have faced. And now the 7th batter for the Cincinnati Reds, Cesar Geronimo, coming up to bat. Geronimo 1 for 6 in this series, did not play in yesterday's ball game. A left-hand batter playing center field. Batted .210 for the year. On the mound, George Stone. Stone has struck out 1. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, bounces away. It's ball 1. Geronimo had 4 home runs in the season, 33 runs batted in. He batted 324 times. Garrett, the third baseman, has shortened up. Now time is called. The ball that came back behind Grody is stuck in the screen, so time called, and we're going to have the bat boy take it out. At least he's going to try and take it out. Now one of the ground crew is going to try it. Jumping up, trying to hit it with a bat, and just can't reach it. He's not tall enough. Now, taller one gets up, whacks it, hits it out toward home plate. So time will be back in. One ball, no strike. Into the windup, the pitch to Geronimo is into the knees, they call strike. Lights have been turned on here at Shea Stadium. It's a dark overcast. Light breeze blowing in from center field. Pleasant day, temperature-wise. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, and a fastball by Stone over the inside corner, about letter high missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throughout the stands, banners all around. There's a pitch, ball, strike 3, and Geronimo, who struck out 3 times against John Matlack in his 3 appearances, has struck out the first time here by George Stone. Stone gets his second strikeout. Brings up Darrell Cheney, who is 0 for 6 in the series. Cheney batted .181 in the season. Left-hand batter playing shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds. He took over when Dave Concepcion broke his leg. Stone's first pitch is hit right back to him, a 1-hopper. Picks it up, throws over to first base for the out. 2 men away, and Fred Norman coming up. Norman has been up 80 times in the course of the season with 6 base hits. He drove in 2 runs, batted .075. Norman bats from the right-hand side, a left-hand pitcher. Scoreless ball game, 2 men out, top of the 3rd. Shown into the windup, the first pitch. Swung on and grounded foul, strike 1. Baltimore Oakland game. Raining in Oakland. Rained out yesterday. They split 2 in Baltimore. Now at 1 strike, the pitch back to Norman. Called strike 2. Charles Old Finley, old for owner, the owner of the Oakland Ball Club, and a real rhubarb with the league president, Joe Cronin, because he called the game yesterday early. There's a pitch inside, just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Some very heated words exchanged. Now at 1-2, the pitch to Norman, swung on and missed, and Stone has his 3rd strikeout. He has retired his first-time batter. And the score after 2.5 innings, the Reds nothing, the Mets nothing.
14 WABY.
We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless ball game. And the first batter for the Mets will be John Hahn. Hahn, the leading hitter for the Mets in this series. He's had 4 hits and 10 times up. He had 2 home runs in the course of the season. One of them a 3-run home run off Fred Norman. Norman has pitched to 6, retired them all, struck out 2. He won 13 and lost 13. He won 12 and lost 6 for Cincinnati Reds, which means he had a record of 1 win and 7 losses while pitching for the San Diego Padres. He was purchased by Cincinnati for what some said to be about $75,000. Also, 2 players were in the deal. Don Hahn stepping up to the batter's box. On a right-hand batter, shaded toward right center field by the center fielder Geronimo. And the first pitch by the left-hander is taken low. It's ball 1. Report now coming from Oakland is that the weather is clearing, and it looks like they'll get that ball game underway. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch back to Hahn. Hit out toward right field in foul territory, and it drifts over into the stands out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hahn taking some practice swings outside of the batter's box, now steps back in. Norman reading the signs from John Bench. Takes a long time to go through the reading. Now goes into the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Hahn hits it down in the right field area, but foul again. Ball caught with a 1-hand catch out there by one of the fans who had a glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the signs are out, and the 1-2 pitch. Hahn takes a breaking pitch down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Won 99 games, lost 63 in the season. 2-2 pitch. It is swung on and fouled back into the stand. On the message board, message that Felix Meehan has been voted the Met of the Year in a poll of the New York Press, Radio, and TV. And Cleon Jones was the Met player in the month of September. Meehan will receive a watch valued over $2,000. 2-2 pitch. It's high, ball 3, 3-2. First 3-2 count. That Freddie Norman will have to face. And the windup and pitch. It is low, and Hahn becomes the first base runner of the ball game. Mets with a runner on, no one out. Bottom half of the 3rd, a scoreless ball game, and Bud Harrelson coming up, and he gets a hand for his first appearance. Bud, of course, was in that fight with Pete Rose in the 5th inning. Lindsay, I never thought I'd live to see the day that Bud Harrelson would make the front page of the Daily News as a fighter.
Oh, it was some kind of picture.
Here's the first pitch to Harrelson. He takes it low. It's ball 1. Harrelson 1 for 10 in the series. That at .258 in the season. Third baseman Dennis Menke even with the bag. He's not looking for the bunt. Pitcher is on deck. Not a bad hitting pitcher though. There's a strike call and a pitch right at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. choking up in the back quite as much as he did in the season. He's only about 2 inches up from the end. Next pitch is grounded slowly out to third. Menke will have to go to first base. He throws there in time for the out, and Hahn moves down in the scoring position. So the Mets have the first base runner at second base in this game, and it brings up George Stone. Stone had 13 hits in the season, 48 times up. He batted .271. He drove in 5 runs. Does have the disadvantage of hitting against the left-hand pitcher. 1 man out, bottom half of the third. Stone taking a while to get set in the batter's box. Now is in. Time is in. And Norman working from the set position. Here's his first pitch to Stone. It's taken low ball. Stone acquired from the Atlanta Braves. In a deal that saw the Mets also get Felix Meon for Danny Porcello and Gary Gentry. Next pitch to Stone, again low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Stone comes up off the mound to take the throw back from bench on the infield grass in front of the mound. Now he walks back on top, looks around, steps back off the pitching rubber. Now gets set in. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Stone takes ball 3. High fastball. 3 balls, no strikes. Deck batter for the Mets is Wayne Garrett. Now at 3-0. The next delivery. Stone takes it in for a called strike, 3-1. Stone now checking to see whether or not he'll be hitting or taking on the next delivery. Adios, the third base coach. Sending the signs in. He gets his signs from Yogi Berra. And the 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Again, Stone taking, so now the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The second full count for Freddie Norman. He walked Don Hahn on a 3-2 pitch to start off the third. Hahn now at second base after Harrelson had grounded out the third. And the 3-2 pitch. Stone swings and fouls the ball back into the stand. Now the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Norman had an earned run average of 3.60 in his 36 appearances, 35 as a starter. Again, he gets the 3-2 sign. And again, he throws back to the plate. It is swung on and fouled back against the screen. So again, the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Norman had 8 complete games. He worked 240 innings. Gave up 208 hits, a fine hit ratio to innings pitched. He walked 101 batters, struck out 161, and he gave up 27 home runs. Not a fast worker. You see the ball back, walking back at the pitcher now gets back up on top, leans in, takes the sign. And for the third time, the 3-2 pitch is on the way. Outside, ball 4, and Stone walks. So the Mets have base runners at first and second, both on walks. The batter coming up with 1 man out is Wayne Garrett. Garrett has had 1 hit and 14 times up. He has driven in 1 run in the series. Batted .256 for the season. Garrett, a left-hand batter with a slightly open stance. Here's his first pitch. He takes it. It's outside a ball. Garrett had 72 walks in the season, second to Rusty South. Again to the set position. A check at second base. And the pitch back to Garrett. Outside and low, and it's ball 2. And the pressure mounting. Mounting to the point where Sparky Anderson gets out of the dugout and comes out to the mound. Sparky Anderson, the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. Dennis Menke had been in to talk to the pitcher. He started back to third, and then he saw Sparky coming out to the mound. And with Sparky Anderson coming to the mound, also Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan.
Time out at the the Big Shay, the official results of the third race from Belmont Park. The winner, OTB letter L, C-Sister, returns 1080, 520, and 380. Finishing second, letter J, Lost Control, pays $7 and $4.80. And finishing third, letter I, Shy Dawn, pays $5.60. C-Sister and Big Puddles were coupled. Time of the third race from Belmont Park, 1 minute 23 and 2/5 seconds.
For TWABY.
So Don Gullett warming up for the Cincinnati Reds as Sparky Anderson goes back to the bench. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Garrett takes it to strike over the outside corner, 2-1. Don Hahn, the runner at second base. Behind him, George Stone, the runner at first. 1 man out, bottom of the third, no score. Now at 2-1, the pitch back to Garrett. It's hit out to center field. Long drive going back at Geronimo. He'll get to it. He does. Hahn tags up and goes over to third base after the play. Throw it out, Mays. That's now with runners at first and third and 2 men out, and the batter coming up is Felix Leon. Felix grounded out to second his first time up. He's 2 for 10 in this series. Has 1 run batted in. Was the Met Player of the Year. Batted .290, set a new club record for base hits in a single season at 185. Drove in 37 runs in the season. Joking way up to the bat, leaning over the plate. Then signals 2 men out. Then goes down to the squat position to send out the sign. And Freddie Norman's first pitch. Meehan takes it low at ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. And again, Norman sets up. Here's the pitch to Meehan. It is popped up foul back of the Met dugout out of play. 1-1 the count. In the Mets' second ball game, Meehan singled to right field with 1 out in the 9th inning and saw the Mets then get on with it to score 4 runs. One ball, 1 strike. Don Hahn, the runner at third. George Stone, the runner at first base. 2 men out, bottom half of the third, no score. And Norman's 1-1 pitch. It is popped up again in foul territory and back of the Met dugout out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Norman has a lifetime record against the Mets of no wins and 2 losses. One of the losses to the Mets this year. 1-2. Norman to the set position. Here's the pitch. Meehan hits it hard by third. A base hit to left field and the Mets score. Don Hahn scoring from third. Well, it was originally called the Bronx Cheer, but right now as Pete Rose steps up to an area by the batter's box, it is his greeting from the Met fans here as the Mets lead 1-0 with the Reds coming up in the top of the 4th. Pete Rose batting for the second time, his first time up on a 3-2 pitch. Grounded the ball right back to Mr. George Stone and was thrown out. Rose led the National League in batting with a .338 average. He had 230 hits in the course of the season. That also led the league. In this series, he's had 3 hits and 13 times up. Batting from the right-hand side against the left-hander, George Stone. Wayne Garrett in to guard against a possible bunt. He's about 80 feet away from home plate. Here's the first pitch by Stone. It is checked on, and it's called a ball. Pete Rose started the swing, held up in time, ball 1. Left-hander into the windup, the 1-0 pitch. It is grounded slowly, foul on the third base side, 1-1. It'll be Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Tony Perez as the first 3 batters for the Reds here in the 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. The windup and next delivery is hit hard to right field, a base hit. Ball hits just a little bit in on the hand, slides out to right, and Rose is on with a hit. The first hit off George Stone, and he retired his first 9 batters. That brings up Joe Morgan with the tying run at first base. Morgan grounded out to second his first time up. He's 1 for 13 in the series. With Morgan at the plate and Rose on base in the 5th inning of yesterday's ball game that saw the fight come off as Morgan hit into a 3-6-3 double play. We have a similar situation right here now. Here's the pitch. Morgan squares the bunt and takes high. It's ball 1. Wayne Garrett is in tight, guarding against the possibility of the bunt. That time it looked as though Morgan was bunting actually for a base hit and not in sacrifice situation. Stone looks in for the signs. Brody the catcher. And Stone sets up. Here's the pitch. Morgan again squares the bunt and takes it for ball 2. Again a high fastball, and time call as Morgan wants to either the rosin bag or the pine tar rag. Now he gets the towel, so he goes for the towel. 2 balls, no strike. Morgan batted .290 in the season. Had 26 home runs. That's a new record for a second baseman for the Cincinnati Reds. Drove in 82. Now again, Stone to the set position, and the 2-0 pitch. Morgan swings and fouls the ball. Ball off the mask of the catcher, Jerry Grody. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Are a running ball club. They steal a lot of bases. They had 196 attempts. Now the pitch, and Morgan takes it inside a ball. It's 3-1. Rose had 10 stolen bases in 17 attempts. Morgan led the club with 67. They were successful 148 times out of the 196 tries. Rose leading off at first, a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. The runner holds it, swung on and foul. Back into the stands. The count goes to 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morgan only struck out 61 times in the course of the season. That means that Rose might be going on the 3-2 count. Stone double looks and throws to first base. Morgan at the plate and Rose back easily. Again, Stone sets up. Rose with a fairly short lead. He does not go. The pitch is popped up into left center field. Leon Jones is moving over. He's under the ball. And he makes the catch, and Rose back to first. One away. That's leading 1-0. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
WABY Albany.
Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from Shea Stadium. The Mets leading 1-0, 1 man out. It is the top of the 4th inning. The Reds have a runner at first base, and the batter is Tony Perez. Perez flied out to left field on a changeup on his first pitch, his first time up. Batted .314 in the season with 101 runs batted in and 27 home runs. Strong right-hand batter, and George Stone with his first pitch. It swung on and fouled into the stands on the first base side. That time Stone started him off with a fastball. Pete Rose, the runner at first base. And Stone to the set position. Throw to first base, Rose chase back. Not too much on the throw. Lob throw, calling card throw. Just to let you know that you're where you're there. Now again, Stone to the set position. And the pitch. It is swung on and fouled back into the stand. Strike two. That pitch by Stone, a high fastball. It might have been out of the strike zone. 2-strike count. Pitched on September 23rd. Again, he goes to the set position. And the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. After the Mets had clinched the Eastern Division of the National League and the celebration had started in the clubhouse, George Stone went out. And on the wet grounds at Wrigley Field, he worked out and threw on the sidelines to Joe Pignatano as Rube Walker watched what was going on. He ignored the celebration, went out there to work. He was scheduled to pitch the second game, which was called off. There's a pitch hit hard to second. Could be two. Meehan to Harrelson. A throw to first base, a double play. Well, the Mets turned the double play and the side retired. Rose that time sliding into second base went out of his way to try and get Harrelson. He slid about a yard off the bag, but Harrelson got way off the second base side. He had time to do that, and he completed the double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. And the score at the end of 3 1/2 innings, the Mets won, the Reds nothing. We're going now to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mets leading 1-0 on the run batted in by Felix Meehan, and for the Mets it'll be Cleon Jones to lead off. Both sides have had 1 base hit. But in the 3rd inning, Don Hahn walked in a 3-2 pitch. Bud Harrelson grounded to third. The ball hit slowly, so no play for a force play at second, and Harrelson was thrown out at first base by Dennis Menke, the third baseman. On the play, Hahn went to second. George Stone worked the count to 3-2 and walked, put runners at first and second base. Wayne Garrett flied out to fairly deep center field. On the play, Don Hahn tagged up and went over to third, and then he scored with Meehan singled by the third baseman in the left field. Runners at first and second and 2 men out. Rusty Staub ended the inning by grounding out to second. So now Cleon Jones to lead off in the 4th. Jones was caught looking at a 2-2 fastball his first time up. One of the 2 batters struck out by Fred Norman. Cleon 3 for 11 in the series. And the left-hander Fred Norman with his first pitch to Jones hits to the shortstop. It is fielded there well by Cheney as he takes a bad hop and throw to first base for the out. The base hit was by Jim Hickman, former Met. And Rose scored from second base on a very close play as he bowled over Ray Fawcett. John Milner, the batter. John flied out to fairly deep right his first time up. That was back in the second. John is 2 for 11 in the series. And the first pitch to Milner. He squares as though to bunt and takes a curveball for a called strike. Milner led the club in home runs with 23, a new Met record for a left-hand batter in the 1973 season. The 1-strike pitch. And it's a curveball, grounded foul over toward the on-deck circle. 2-strike count. And Fred Norman with his 2-strike pitch. A half swing. Did he go far enough? Home plate umpire Bob Engel said no, and it is called a ball. 1-2. That was a fastball back by Norman. It was up in John's eye. He doesn't throw many fastballs for strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one is a fastball that moves Milner off the plate. He has to back away. 2-2. Yesterday's ball game, Milner was knocked down on a 2-strike pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hard-fought series by the Reds and Mets. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And it's low, ball 3. That time a breaking pitch, and the count 3-2. The on-deck batter, Jerry Grody. 1 man out, the Mets leading 1-0 as they bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now again, it's Norman back to Milner, and the pitch is inside, and Milner walks. That's the third 3-2 walk that Norman has given up. Brings up Jerry Grody. Jerry was struck out his first time up. Grody is 2 for 12 in the series. He has driven in 2 runs. From August 3rd, he batted .300 for the Mets to raise his average up to .256 for the year. Grody missed 60 days because of a broken arm. He was hit by a ball by Ramon Hernandez at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Grody, a right-hand batter, good hit and run man. And Norman with a high kick, and the first pitch is high, ball 1. Fastball. 1 ball, no strike. Fred Norman went from last place to first when he was traded from San Diego to Cincinnati. A trade coming on June 12th. There's a ground ball out to third on a hit-and-run play. Ball was fouled, though, and it's a 1-1 count. Milner back to first base. Grody drove in 32 runs in the season, played in 84 ball games. When he and Harrelson got back in the lineup, the Mets started to gel. 1-1 pitch, and Grody takes the curve ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bob Howsam, the general manager, the Cincinnati Reds, leaning over, looking at the action. This is a big game for him. Throw to first base, Milner back. Norman has a good move. Of course, it's a big game for general manager Bob Sheffield. Again, a throw to first base, Milner back from a short lead. Reds are expecting a possibility of a hit-and-run play. Grody stepped out of the batter's box, now gets back in. Two balls, 1 strike. Now the pitch. Grounded slowly out to...
Here at Shea Stadium in New York, through 4 innings of play, the New York Mets 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. The Cincinnati Reds, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. It'll be Johnny Bench up now to face George Stone. Bench has been up 1 time, tried to bunt his way on, and was thrown out by Jerry Grody. The lights have been on from the start here at Shea Stadium this afternoon. Manager Sparky Anderson of the Reds has the jacket dipped all the way up now, pacing in the dugout of the Cincinnati Reds. It'll be Johnny Bench, Andy Costco, Dennis Menke, 3 right-hand batters scheduled to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Game number 4 in the championship series for the National League pennant. Here's Stone into the motion. The pitch is on the way. It's swung on and missed. Strike 1. The Mets have won 2 games. The Reds have won 1. It's best 3 of 5 for the title. Now the strike one delivery, and it is low for a ball, 1-1 to Johnny Bench. Bench hitting cleanup in the batting order for the Cincinnati Reds. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Missing low, and it goes to 2-1 now. Andy Casco leaning on the bat while he kneels in the on-deck circle. Again, Bench swings the bat a time or two. George Stone into the motion, 2-1 pitch, and it misses, so it goes 3-1 now. Stone has struck out 3 and walked 1. This will be a 3-1 delivery to Johnny Bench, and it's on the way. In there for a call strike. Bench starts down to first and comes back. Johnny Bench bluffed his way a couple of steps down the first baseline, came back. The count is full at 3-2. He's back in and waiting again. Jerry Goody sends out the sign. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, and it's popped up down the left field line. A foul ball. Leon Jones over, but this is out of play. Back in the seat. A high foul ball down the left field line is out of play, and the count is full at 3-2. Bench picks up the bat, comes back to the plate now. Leon returns to his post in left field. A whole host of banners hung out here at Shea Stadium this afternoon. One down there said, "We believe." Again, Stone with the payoff pitch. Swung on, and it's zipped to the left for a base hit. Taken out there by Cleon Jones and played back, so Johnny Bench is on at first with a leadoff single. That is the second hit for the Reds. Off George Stone, the tying run is on at first with nobody out, and Andy Casco is coming up. Casco is checking down with Coach Alex Gramis at third to see how they're going to play it. They had Joe Morgan sacrificing on a couple of pitches when Pete Rose led off with a base hit in the fourth inning. After he was unsuccessful, they took it off and let him swing away, and he flied to left, and then Perez hit into a double play. Milner's over to hold against the run of Johnny Bench now. Stone sets up. Pitch to Andy Casco, and it was low. He wasn't sacrificing. He was ready to swing away. He had the bat cocked. So it's ball 1. He looks down to Alex Gramis again. There was no sacrifice on. The Mets are leading by a score of 1-0. Now again, Johnny Bench off the bag at first. Stone sets up. Takes a look. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Breaking pitch. Umpire Bob Engel indicates actually he tipped it back into the glove of Jerry Cody. He got just a little bit of it. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Dennis Menke has moved out there on deck now for the Cincinnati Reds, who won 99 games in taking the title in the Western Division of the National League. 1-1 pitch. Taken low. So it is 2-1 now to Andy Casco. George Scherger is the coach at first for the Cincinnati Reds, with Gramis on the lines at third. Outfield defense is straight away against Andy Casco. Bench strolls off the bag at first base. There's nobody out. 2-1 pitch. Inside low, so now Stone's gone behind 3-1. He went behind to Bench 3-1. Got the 3-1 pitch in there, and then Bench got the base hit on the 3-2 pitch. He's gone 3-1 now to Casco. Bench takes the lead. Here's the pitch. Swung it on the ground. It's short. Harrelson over up with it over to Millan. There's one. The throw to first. He's out. The ball is taken on a hop by Milner at first base. It was barehanded by the pivot man Millan. Harrelson, Millan to Milner for the double play. The ball was into the glove side of Harrelson. He went in, made the toss to Milner. Milner took it in his, or rather to Millan. Millan took it in his bare hand, threw the ball in the dirt to Milner at first, and Milner took it out on the hop for the double play. 2 men out, nobody on base, and Dennis Menke's coming up. He's been up one time and he grounded out. We have the warm-ups now at Oakland. Mike Cuellar for Baltimore, Ken Holtzman for Oakland, a pair of left-handers opposing each other. They're warming up. And it's bright and sunny in Oakland, California. Pitch to Menke is low for a ball. That was the second double play pulled off by the Mets this afternoon. Again, Stone with the 1-0 pitch. And it's low. He goes behind 2-0 now to Dennis Menke. Cesar Geronimo has moved up on deck. the 2-0. Low, he's gone behind 3-0 now to Dennis Menke. Stone has struck out 3 and walked none, but he has worked behind bench, behind Costco, and now he's gone behind Dennis Menke 3-0. Stone takes a moment, walks off to the infield grass. The Reds are batting here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's a 3-0 delivery. And it is low, ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches. The first walk given up by George Stone. Gives the Reds a base runner with 2 men out and brings up Cesar Geronimo, a left-hand batter who's been up 1 time and was called out on strike. Geronimo hit .210 during the regular season. He is 1 for 7 in the championship series. Milner is over now, holding against Dennis Menke, the runner at first base. Stone takes the sign from Purdy. Now the pitch. And it's low for a ball. It's 1-0, and Purdy calls time now and goes out to the mound, and here comes Wayne Garrett over from his post at third. As the plate has begun to move around on George Stone here in the top of the 5th inning. Garrett now turns, goes back to his post at third. We're going to get some action down in the bullpen of the Cincinnati Reds because they're working down to the tag into their batting order. Darrell Cheney, the number 8 man, is on deck. He's followed by Fred Norman. Clay Carroll begins to throw. Clay Carroll starts to throw in the Cincinnati bullpen. Right-hander. Here's a 1-0 pitch now to Geronimo. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. 2 men are out. Now again, Geronimo swings the bat around a time or two. Has it cocked. George Stone delivers a pitch that is in there for a call. Strike 2. It's 1-2. Kicks at the rubber one. Steps back up there now. Geronimo's back in at the plate. Dennis Menke takes his lead at first base. Off the stretch, George Stone with the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. He's popped up in the short left field, but Jones is there. He is waiting. He makes the catch, and the side is out. So there was a hit or walk. No errors and 1 left. In the middle of the 5th inning, the score is the Mets 1, the Reds nothing. Now the New York Mets come up to face Fred Norman in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Don Hahn to lead it off. Hahn drew a leadoff walk in the 3rd inning and scored the only run that's been scored in this game. Don Hahn has been the Mets' leading batter in this championship series against the Reds. He has a batting average of .400 in the championship series. Norman has struck out 2 and walked 3 here this afternoon. Scheduled to bat, Don Hahn, Bud Harrelson, and George Stone, the last 3 men in the 9-man batting order. Now, Bob Engel, the plate umpire, wants the ball that Norman was using thrown out of play. Sends another one out, so Norman walks back to the infield grass to finger the rosin bag. And continues taking his warm-up pitches. The mayor of the city of New York is here this afternoon, seated just to the home plate side of the Met dugout. The commissioner of baseball is in that same area, Bowie Kuhn. President of the National League, Chubb Feeney, is there. Now Don Hahn steps in to lead it off. Fred Norman into the motion, and here's the pitch. It's low for a ball, 1-0. Norman takes the sign. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in for a called strike. It's 1-1. Outfield defense shaded toward right against Hahn. Norman's pitch breaks low, so it goes to 2-1. Hahn has stepped back just out of the batter's box before coming in. Dennis Menke even with the bag at third. Now here's a 2-1 delivery. Swung on and line right back to the mound, taken by Norman for the out. A line shot right back to the mound, taken by Norman, who takes his hand out of his glove now and started shaking the fingers around a little bit. That was a stinger, a shot right back that he took for the out. That brings up Bud Harrelson. Harrelson's been up one time, and he grounded out third to first. Switch hitter batting right. Johnny Bench went out to have a word with Fred Norman. The Mets have had 1 run, 1 hit. The Reds have had no runs, 2 hits. Game number 4, the championship series. Here's Norman now into the motion and the pitch to Harrelson. He squares to bunt, takes low. It's ball 1. Menke moving it on the grass in anticipation of that bunt attempt when he saw Harrelson make his move. Menke stays in now on the edge of the grass. It's a swing and a high pop, and it's in front of the plate. Johnny Bench gets rid of the mask and makes the catch just in front of the plate, a little on the first base side. Harrelson has popped out to the catcher, and that'll bring up George Stone. He drew a walk when he was up in the 3rd inning. 2 men out for the Mets batting here in the bottom of the 5th. Stone's getting a hand from the Shea Stadium crowd. Left-hand batter facing a left-hand pitcher here.
Doug has already thrown a few minutes. He can be ready now on very short notice. Yogi has not had to go to his bullpen in the championship series. He has used only 4 starters. Now the windup by Stone, the pitch. And a ground ball down to Milner. Takes a bad hop. Milner grabs it. Throws to Stone. He's out. Milner may be hurt. That ball took a bad hop and caught Milner on the top of the right shoulder. Caromed into the air. Milner grabbed it, then turned and alertly threw to Stone, who was there to cover, and Morgan is out. 1 man away. Yogi Berra and Tom McKenna out talking to Milner. And the big crowd here at Shea is chanting, "We want Willie." They realize this might very well be the final game that Mays will be in uniform for. If the Mets can win this one, it's all over. Tony Perez stepping in. Perez has flied to left, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Hitless in 14 times at bat in the series. George Stone getting his sign from Grody. And the pitch. Long fly ball hit deep to left. It's going to tie up the ball game. A home run for Tony Perez. Perez has tied the game with a home run. The Mets held him in check through 14 times at bat. 28th home run that he hit. He hit 27 during the regular season. Now the game is tied 1-1, and Johnny Bench is coming up. Only the 3rd hit surrendered by George Stone. Johnny Bench tried to bunt his way on, was thrown out by Grody, and he singled to left. And a change that is high. 1 ball and no strikes. This was the 3rd time in 4 games the Mets had a 1-0 lead going to the 7th. And a towering pop fly on the right side of the infield. Felix Millan in shallow right center makes the catch. 2 men away in the top of the 7th. It brings up Andy Cosco. Cosco has struck out and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. The Mets have fielded brilliantly in this ball game. Turning 2 outstanding double plays. Super catch by Rusty Staub off the ball hit by Larry Stahl. Now the pitch to Cosco. And it's popped up a foul ball. It might be playable. Milner over by the railing. No play. Just beyond his reach and into the crowd. We have a brand new ball game. Tony Perez tying it up with a long home run. Casco out of the batter's box for a moment. Now George Stone checking in with Grody. The pitch on the way. High outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. There was never any doubt about the ball hit by Tony Perez. It was a tremendous shot to left field. The 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Grody setting up a target. The 2-1 delivery. Change outside. Ball 3. 3-1. Dennis Menke, a dangerous hitter, waiting on deck. Although Menke did not hit for an average, nor did he play a great deal this year, he is still a threat, as he proved yesterday with a home run. 3-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Good curveball by George Stone. Full count, 3-2. And a grounder that will be fouled on the third baseline. No play. Cincinnati, 1 run on 3 hits. New York, 1 run on 1 hit. DeYoung singled home. Don Hahn back in the third. Stone made it stand up until here on the 7th and Perez homer. Now the 3-2 delivery to Casco, and he checked his swing. It was high outside, ball 4. And it brings up Dennis Menke, and Yogi Berra is coming out. That is the second walk by George Stone. Doug McGraw has been warming up in the bullpen. It looks like we'll have a change. But George Stone certainly has done a superb job. Once again, he shut out the opposition over the first 6 innings. Stone probably was as tough as any pitcher in the National League this year to get a run on in the first 6 innings of a ball game. And any time a pitcher can do that for you, he gives you a great opportunity to win. This will be all for George Stone, and Doug McGraw will come in. It will be the first time in the championship series that manager Yogi Berra has gone to his bullpen. If the Mets win this game, George Stone has a huge hand in the winning. Now here is Stone leading the ball game. In 6 2/3 innings, George Stone gave up 1 run, allowed 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 4. Is responsible for the base runner Casco. Now the hand is for Doug McGraw. It was Doug McGraw who sounded the battle cry for the New York Mets when they were still in last place. The battle cry that has become so well known all around New York, you've got to believe. Last 17 relief appearances, McGraw won 4 and saved 12 ball games. 1 time this year, Doug has won 9 and lost 6. Right now he's won 5 and lost 6. Finished up second to Mike Marshall in the National League in saves. This will be the first game that Doug has been in since September the 4th. That was at Wrigley Field, and he saved the game for Tom Seaver. That was the game that clinched the Eastern Division Championship for the New York Mets. So Doug McGraw is on in relief of George Stone. Doug goes with a fastball, a curve, and a screwball. All 3 are excellent pitchers. When we resume play, Dennis Menke will be the hitter. Menke against George Stone bounced to short and drew a walk. Game is tied 1-1. We are in the 7th. Jarvis always plays a medley of Irish songs when Tug McGraw comes in the ballgame. And the plate umpire, Bob Engel, counting down the warm-up tosses. McGraw has one more. He throws a fastball with that remaining pitch. We're ready to go. Menke stepping in. Andy Costco is on first base, 2 men away. And Doug takes that deep breath, trying to relax himself. He is set. And the pitch on the way. He turned to bunt. He really wanted to get a look at the speed of the ball. It was high, 1 ball and no strikes. Cesar Geronimo, the center fielder, is on deck. And McGraw bluffs the throw to first. Casco, not particularly fleet of foot. Let's have the infield straight away. And the pitch on the way. Swung on and popped up. Felix Piat running toward the right field line. Slows up. He's under it. He has it. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. In the middle of the 7th inning, Cincinnati 1, New York 1.
WABY.
Big crowd at Shea standing for the 7th inning stretch. A 1-1 thriller going to the last of the 7th inning. Leon Jones will be leading off against the fireballing left-hander Don Gullett. And the chant "Let's Go Mets" being heard all around Shea Stadium. Today's game, the Mets have been held to 1 base hit. A run-scoring hit by Felix Piat. Paid crowd today, 50,786. Yesterday's crowd was over 53,000. 4 games so far, 212,225. Leon Jones is 0 for 2. In the series, Leon 3 for 12. The Mets will have Leon Jones, John Milner, and Jerry Grote batting in the last half of the 7th inning. The windup by Gullett. Here's the pitch. At a half swing, did he hold in time? It appears that he did. They check it out with a first base umpire, no swing. 1 ball, no strikes to Leon Jones. Gullett won 18 and lost only 8 during the season. The 1-0 pitch is under the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. He was the losing pitcher in the 2nd game of the series. He left the game trailing 1-0 after 5 innings. That 1 run was a home run by Rusty Staub. The 2-0 pitch, ground ball, bounced to shortstop. Darrell Cheney snags the hop. And on to Tony Perez, 1 down. 1 out and nobody on. It brings up John Milner. Milner has flied to right and drawn a walk, nothing for 1. John has 2 for 11 in the series. Left-hander against left-hander. And a curveball outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. They are underway now at Oakland. Baltimore did not score in the 1st inning. Fastball, a strike, and he really had the velocity on it. 1 ball, 1 strike to John Milner. Now the windup by Gullett, the 1-1 pitch. Inside, he took a little bit off, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Don Gullett from Lynn, Kentucky, 23-year-old left-hander, and he throws smoke. Milner cocks the bat, and a ground ball whacked to first base. Big hop, Perez grabs it. The pitcher will cover. Out at first, 2 men away. And Gullett in relief has retired 5 in a row. Jerry Grote has struck out, hit into a double play, nothing for 2. Last of the 7th inning, the game tied 1-1. It is now a battle between Don Gullett and Tug McGraw. Fastball, call, strike 1. He is really throwing hard. Gullett getting his sign from Johnny Bench. And the pitch on the way to Grody is high outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jerry 2 for 13 in the series and 2 runs batted in. Singled in 2 runs in the second game at Cincinnati. And a line drive punched into right, a base hit. Second hit of the game for New York. In the 8th inning, the bottom third of the Cincinnati batting order will be up against Doug McGraw, Cesar Geronimo, Darrell Cheney, and then Don Gullett. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
In the Capital District, this is the home of the New York Mets. WABY.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner. In the Cincinnati bullpen, shortstop Ed Crosby warming up his arm. Sparky Anderson indicating that he might put up a hitter for Darrell Cheney depending on what Geronimo does. Geronimo, the center fielder, has struck out and flied to left, 0-for-2. The windup by McGraw on the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1, a fastball. Baltimore at Oakland. They have played 1 inning, no score. Mike Cuellar pitching against Kenny Holtzman. Game 3, they are even at a game apiece. Fastball high, 1 ball and 1 strike to Geronimo. The Mets and the Reds are delighted that they have baseball going in Oakland this afternoon. And a slow ground ball. McGraw coming off the mound, grabs it, and he's going to make an unassisted play. He puts the tag on Geronimo. 1 down. Ed Armbrister, rookie center fielder, who has started 2 games of the series, will be the pinch hitter batting for Darrell Cheney. Armbrister played this year at Indianapolis in the American Association and batted .307. Ed Armbrister came up through the Houston organization, came to Cincinnati in that big deal 2 years ago. The deal that sent Lee May to Houston, brought Joe Morgan and Jack Billingham and others to the Reds. Fastball, strike 1 call. And the pitch on the way, a curve, a strike on the inside corner. And he has a 2-strike count. Armbrister 1 for 5 in the series. The 2-strike pitch. Screwball, a swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikes out Armbrister. He gave him 1 of each out of the repertoire, a fastball, a curve, and a screwball. Don Gullett will do the hitting with 2 outs and nobody on. The way he's been pitching, Sparky does not want to take him out. And the pitch by Doug McGraw. Ground ball bounced to shortstop. The hop taken by Harrelson. The throw is in time. The side retires. They go 1-2-3. In the middle of the 8th inning, the The Cincinnati Reds 1, the New York Mets 1.
14WABY.
Have a certificate you desire. Enclose a money order or certified check for the total amount. And address your letter to Ticket Manager, New York Mets, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. The zip code is 11368. Remember, Met gift certificates can be used for any games at Shea throughout the season. And they do make an ideal Christmas gift.
Your attention, please, for Cincinnati, now playing shortstop, number 17, Ed Crosby.
Ed Crosby at shortstop.
Coach Harrelson, number 3.
Buddy Harrelson leading off with Doug McGraw on deck, and then Wayne Garrett. Last of the 8th inning with the game tied 1-1. Cincinnati 1 run, 3 hits. New York 1 run and 2 hits. Felix Beyond singled home Don Hahn back in the 3rd inning. Tony Perez tied the game with a home run in the 7th. The big crowd stirring around. The pitch to Buddy, a fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Buddy Harrelson has bounced to 3rd and popped up to Johnny Bench, nothing for 2. And the pitch by Gullett. Fastball, letter high, a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Menke has shortened up at 3rd, figuring Harrelson might try and bunny his way on. The 1-1 delivery just outside, and he's throwing all smoke to Harrelson. It's 2-1. The Reds 1, the Mets 1, last of the 8th. The 2-1 pitch. Foul ball back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doug McGraw out on the on-deck circle. Nothing going at either bullpen. This ball game is going to be fought between McGraw and Gullett. And a foul wafted out of play. The amazing Mets coming down the stretch. Won 20 of their last 28 to capture the divisional title. This is game 4 of the championship series. If the Mets can win it, it is all over, and they are National League champions. If not, the 5th and deciding game tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch. Foul ball back. No play. At Oakland in the 2nd inning, a home run by Baltimore's Earl Williams. He hit it with the bases clear, and Baltimore leads Oakland 1-0. Baltimore 1, Oakland nothing after an inning and a half. Gullett's 2-2 pitch. Fouled again, back upstairs, no play. Don Gullett getting off the mound for a moment, taking plenty of time between pitches. Now the young left-hander's pitch. Fouled again, straight back. Get somebody that throws as hard as Don Gullett. You get a lot of fastballs and straight back. The mayor of Cincinnati is here, and the mayor of New York is here. Mayor John Lindsay and Mayor Theodore Berry. Pitching 2-2. Foul ball, straight back. Harrelson hangs in there against Don Gullett. In relief, Gullett has pitched 2 innings, allowed no runs, 1 hit. A single to right field by Grody. If Harrelson can get on, Tug McGraw will try to bunt him over. Now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3, 3-2. Gullett takes the stroll with a count 3-2. The payoff pitch. Ground ball to second base. Joe Morgan digs it out of the dirt, throws on to Tony Perez, 1 away. And Tug McGraw will be coming up to hit. Tug came on to working back of George Stone. Stone for the 3rd time this year, turning in an outstanding pitching job against the Big Red Machine. Last time George faced Cincinnati here at New York. He had them shut out 1-0 with 2 outs and nobody on in the 9th inning. They put 3 singles together and tied it. Inside, ball 1. The on-deck batter is Wayne Garrett. And the 1-0 delivery to Tug. Fastball right in there, a strike call, 1 ball and 1 strike. We've had superb pitching in every game by the Mets, and in all but one for Cincinnati. Outside, a fastball, 2-1. Reds had strong pitching in the first 2 games and again today. One pitch to Tug McGraw, a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Tug would appear to be a little mismatched against young Don Gullett, who throws so hard. Center fielder Geronimo playing way over in right center, figuring there's no way Tug can pull him. And a pop foul going out of play. Count remains at 2-2 on Tug McGraw. Real scramble for that souvenir. Anytime that foul ball comes down in the walking alley where people can make a run for it, it's quite a scramble. Now the pitch. And a foul back into the same area. Very quiet moment in the big stadium. A base hit would change all of that. The 2-2 pitch is foul back into the screen. McGraw doing his best. Plate umpire Bob Engel fishing into his pocket, comes out with a new baseball. Been an interesting series in that so far we've had very few real close plays for the umpires to call. Now the 2-2 pitch and a foul ball back. McGraw again gets just enough of it to stay there. The game tied 1-1 with last of the 8th inning. The 2-2 pitch, foul ball straight back. That's about 5 fouled off now by McGraw. Gullett is just throwing smoke on every pitch. Figuring that it would be perhaps to McGraw's advantage to throw a curveball. Strike call on the inside corner. Top of the Cincinnati batting order, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Tony Perez. Doug McGraw pitching in relief for New York. Into his windup and the pitch. Fastball, strike 1 call. Garrett shortens up at third. McGraw over the head a second time, delivers. Hit hard, a base hit to right field. And Cincinnati now has the leading run on first with nobody out. For Rose, his second hit of the game. Joe Morgan will be coming up. If Morgan bunts Rose over, then Tony Perez and Johnny Bench will be the men trying to get him home. Morgan has grounded to second, flied to left, and bounced out. 1 for 15 in the series. Garrett comes in close at third to play for the bunt. Buddy Harrelson shades a bit towards second. He squares around, takes high, ball 1. no strikes to Joe Morgan. McGraw checks the runner. And the pitch. Bunts, fair ball. Off the mound comes McGraw. He bobbles it. Rose just safe. Safe at first base. Beyond arguing with first base umpire Fromey. It looked like they had him. And now the pressure is really on. It'll be a sacrifice and an error charged to Doug McGraw. McGraw took his eye off the ball to see if he had a play at second. Had to reach back and go get it a second time, and when he threw to first, it was too late. Now the hitter is Tony Perez, who tied the game with a home run in the seventh. And the Mets have to set up their defense in case he should bunt. Johnny Bench on deck, and then Andy Costco. The pitch. And a towering pop-up. Buddy Harrelson scooting back into short left center. He's under it waiting. He has it. Perez is out on a pop fly. Johnny Bench will be the hitter. Cleanup batter, John Bench, 1 for 3, a single in the fifth inning. Bench leading Cincinnati in base hits in this championship series. He has 5. 5 hits in 15 times at bat. Ray Sadecki and Harry Parker both warming up in the New York bullpen. Buddy Harrelson wants timeout. He wants to talk with Doug McGraw. During the regular season, Johnny Bench hit 25 home runs, batted in 104. He won the first game of the championship series with a 9th inning home run. Rose on second and Morgan on first, one man away. The infield looking for the double play. The outfield is deep and shaded to left. Here's the pitch. Screwball, inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. McGraw will be trying to get Bench to hit the ball on the ground. Buddy Harrelson playing over toward the hole. Fastball inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Now Bench will be shortening the strike zone, the visual strike zone, looking for a certain pitch. The 2-0 delivery. Screwball outside, ball 3. And Doug McGraw is on the verge of even deeper trouble. He has gone behind Johnny Bench 3-0. Andy Costco is on deck. And the pitch. Just missed, ball 4, a screwball. And that just missed. The bases are loaded. Rose moves over to third. Morgan to second. Bench is on first. The batter is Andy Costco. Costco has struck out, hit into a double play, and drawn a walk. The Mets will play for the double play at second and short. They'll play in at first and third. McGraw from the stretch. Delivers. Strike call, a curveball in the inside corner. Doug now sorely in need of a strikeout or a double play. Dennis Menke waiting on deck. Into the set position. Around comes the arm. Strike call, a fastball on the inside corner. Draw with a 2-strike count on Andy Costco. Jerry Grody stays in the catcher's crouch. Signs for the next delivery. Rose on third, Morgan on second, and Bench on first, 1 out. McGraw comes to the stop. And the pitch. He struck him out. Coming up, Dennis Menke. Crowd standing at shade. The most dramatic moment of the championship series thus far. Now the old pro Dennis Menke is the hitter. Menke 0 for 2 and a walk. The infield is back. McGraw will work from the stretch. He does not want Rose trying to steal home. And the pitch. Buttered, popped in the air. Garrett will catch it. Side retires. No runs. 1 wave, the roar at Shea Stadium following the third out. Now the Mets have a chance to win the National League Championship if they can score in the last of the ninth inning. Menke tried to surprise everybody with a bunt with 2 men down, but instead popped the ball up. Felix Millan leads off against Don Gullett. Felix Millan, Rusty Staub, and Cleon Jones are the hitters in the last half of the ninth inning. If the Mets can score, it is all over. They will be champions of the National League. Here's the windup and the pitch. And a pop over toward the crowd, out of play. Felix Millan drove in the New York run back in the third inning with a single to left field. Cincinnati 1 run on 4 hits. New York 1 run on 2 hits. And a base hit. You're going to hear a tremendous roar. Gullett has been very strong in relief. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Bounce over the mound toward the middle. Grab by Cheney. The throw. Safe. The winning run is on first base. I said Cheney. Ed Crosby made a beautiful play. Running the ball down behind second. He whirled and threw, but not in time. Rusty Staub, the hitter. Millan is on. A base hit. Third of the game for New York. Don Gullett wants to talk to Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench walking with his arm around Gullett slowly back to the mound. This is it for Cincinnati. They cannot give up a run. And thus so, the entire infield gathers around. The winning run, the run that would mean the National League crown, is on first base. Ball was bounced right over the pitcher's head, taken behind second by Crosby. And the throw to first was not in time. Clay Carroll up in the bullpen. Now Staub stands in. Rusty is 0 for 3. And the pitch. He turns to bunt. Bunts the ball down the first baseline, foul. Rusty Staub trying to bunt Millan over, and he bunted the ball foul. Cleon Jones on deck, and then John Milner. Millan does not have burning speed, but he has base running know-how and enough speed to score on just about any hit if they get him over to second base. Remember, Geronimo has that great arm in center field. He squares the bunt, doesn't offer. It's over, strike 2. And now Staub is in a hole. Rusty is in a hole after taking the fastball for a second strike. Staub looking down to Eddie Yost to see if the bunt is still on. Gullett is into the stretch. And the pitch. Curve outside and low, 1 and 2, and he was going to swing. Gullett staring at Millan, a short lead off first. The 1-2 pitch. Foul straight back, no play. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rusty Staub. Felix Millan, who had batted in the only run back in the third, beat out an infield hit and is on first base. Gullett with a count of 1 and 2. Delivers. And a ground ball hit down to first. It is a foul ball. No play. Foul ball. They're happy about it, not realizing the ball has been called foul. Kara stepped on first and threw to second, not in time. But it's a foul ball. At the end of 3 at Oakland, Baltimore 1, Oakland nothing. The World Series will open Saturday afternoon in the American League City. In the National League City, it will be Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Getting his sign. The count is 1 and 2. And the pitch. Low outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. off a curveball, thought he had Staub, and really gave vent to his emotions. He thought the pitch was missed by Bob Engel. And the count is 2-2. For the Reds, everything hangs right here. Leon Jones kneeling in the on-deck circle. Staub got into a deep hole trying to bump the runner over. Now the count is 2-2. Reds have their outfield deep and around to right. Staub resetting himself in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Foul straight back. He just got a piece of that. The count remains at 2-2 on Rusty. Staub, the hitting star of the championship series with 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Gullett down off the mound to work up the new ball. Young, hard-throwing left-hander from Lynn, Kentucky. Here's in to Johnny Bench, and again Staub is waiting. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Gullett stayed with it, and he struck out Rusty Staub. Third strikeout for Don Gullett. Cleanup batter, Leon Jones coming up. Leon has struck out and twice grounded out to short. The winning run, Felix Mian on first base, 1 out. John Milner is now the on-deck batter. The Mets have the bats coming up that they want up. Gullett from the stretch, delivers. Low, outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Crowd of 50,000, very quiet at the moment. A base hit, and you would hear a tremendous roar. The pitch to Cleon. High pop foul, no play. Off to the right and into the field box area, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleon was voted as the outstanding Met player in September. He drove in 14 runs in the last 10 ball games. Reds have their infield at double play depth. Center fielder Geronimo shaded toward right center against the right-hand hitter. The 1-1 pitch. High pop-up that might be playable. Morgan coming over near the line, and he'll be under it. He's waiting, and he has it. Jones out on a towering pop fly to shallow right. John Milner, the hitter. Milner has flied to right, walked and bounced out, nothing for 2. In the series, Milner 2 hits in 12 times at bat. Joe Morgan talking with Don Gullett. The 10th inning at Shea Stadium. Over the first 9, Cincinnati, a 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. New York, 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. Doug McGraw pitching magnificently, worked out of a jam in the top of the 9th inning. In the 10th inning, the bottom third of the order for Cincinnati, Geronimo, Crosby, and Gullett. Geronimo hitless and 3 times at bat. Left-hand hitter facing Tug McGraw. Doug swings out of the windup, and the pitch is hit in the air to right field. Rusty Staub going back. He's under it, makes the catch. The ball carried well. Staub finally one-handing it on the warning track, not very far from the fence. Ed Crosby bats for the first time. Cincinnati picked up Ed Crosby from the Cardinals to back up Darrell Cheney after Dave Concepcion was hurt. Crosby, a left-hand hitter. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball low. Nothing going in either bullpen. Don Gullett will be coming up to hit. Gullett has now gone 4 scoreless innings at relief. Pitch back, Doug McGraw. Looped in the air to short right center. Staub will not be able to catch it. It's a base hit. And Crosby is on with a soft Texas leaguer into right center field. Now the pressure starts to mount. It figures that if Gullett can bunt Crosby over, they'll rely on Pete Rose to get him home. Gullett batting for the second time. He bounced to short in the 8th inning. Now McGraw from the stretch. He turns to bunt. Bunts. The ball is in the air. Grabbed and dropped by Grote. Grote took his eye off the ball to see if he could double up the runner at first, and he dropped it. And the Reds get a huge break. That will be an error charged to Jerry Grote. You can see exactly what happened to Grote. He took his eye off to see if he had a chance to double up Crosby. And the ball slithered out of his hands. Now the pitch, he turns to bunt, and the ball is a wild pitch. And now going to second base is Ed Crosby. The ball went right through the legs of the batter. Don Gullett is going now back into the dugout, and it looks like Gagliano is going to hit for him. Gagliano is going to come up. The ball went right through the legs of the pitcher, Gullett. A wild pitch by McGraw, and now the tie-breaking run is on second. We will get a pinch hitter. Bill Gagliano will be the batter for Don Gullett with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Clay Carroll will start warming up in the bullpen. Andreessen is coming out. He's going to be a pinch runner for Crosby.
Your attention, please. For Cincinnati, running for Crosby, number 22, Dan Andreessen.
Andreessen comes in to run for Crosby. He's on second base with 1 man away. Bill Gagliano, a right-hand batter, will be hitting against Doug McGraw. Harry Parker now throwing in the New York Mets bullpen. Doug uncorked a wild pitch as the batter jumped away from the plate and went right through his legs. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit toward the hole at shortstop. Buddy up with it. The long Harrelson throw is in time. 2 men away. Pete Rose comes to bat. Yogi Berra comes out of the dugout. Yogi now will go to the mound and say, who would you rather pitch to, Pete Rose or Joe Morgan? Rose singled to right off Doug McGraw in the 9th inning. He has 2 hits and 4 times at bat. The National League batting champion who led the major leagues in base hits, he had 230 during the season. Pete Rose, 5 hits in 16 trips in this championship series. So now Yogi gathers his infield around and they talk it over. They have an option here. They can put Pete Rose on the open base at first and pitch to Joe Morgan. Or they can take their chances with Pete Rose. They're both very good hitters. Rose, a switch hitter with bat right. Morgan is a left-hand hitter. So the meeting is over, and in a moment we'll have the answer. Going to walk Pete Rose and try their luck with Joe Morgan. So Pete Rose will be intentionally walked. And Joe Joe Morgan, 0 for 3, will be coming up against Tug McGraw. Morgan bunted his last time up, but the ball was bobbled by Tug, and he got on base. So we had a tremendous amount of suspense in the ninth inning when the Reds were at bat. We have it all over again here in the 10th. Tug came in the game in the 7th inning with 2 down. Morgan drove in 82 runs during the regular season, batted .290. Dan Dreesen, the pinch runner, is on second. Pete Rose on first, 2 men away. Top of the 10th inning, game tied 1-1, and Morgan is the hitter. The stretch by Tug McGraw. And the pitch. Too high on a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Tug looks around, checking the runners. Delivers to Joe Morgan. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. A walk to Morgan would bring up Tony Perez with the bases loaded. Harry Parker throwing in the bullpen for the New York Mets. Pickoff play, throw to second, not in time. Harrelson darting in to grab the throw from McGraw. Tug behind on a tough hitter, 2-0. In comes the pitch. Ball 3, high inside. McGraw's control has not been as sharp as usual here today. He had not been in a game since September the 4th. Now he is behind on Morgan, 3-0. Tony Perez waiting on deck. The 3-0 pitch. A strike called, and of course he was taking it as 3-1. Tony Perez waiting on deck. The slugging first baseman tied the game in the 7th inning with a home run off George Stone, the only run that George gave up in 6 2/3 innings. 3-1 pitch. Foul in the air over toward the crowd. Garrett will not have a play. And we go to 3-2. Count 3-2. This means that Dan Dreesen on second, Pete Rose on first. They'll both be running. 2 men away at the top of the 10th inning. Now the stretch by McGraw. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. McGraw will face Perez with the bases loaded. Tried the screwball on 3-2, and he missed. Now tighten your seatbelts. Third walk by Tug McGraw. Dreesen on third, Rose on second, Morgan on first, and the slugger, Tony Perez, is the hitter. Batted over 300 during the season. The windup by McGraw, the pitch. Foul, straight back, strike 1. The Reds left 3 on base in the 9th inning. They have 3 on base right now. Buddy Harrelson deep and over to the hole at shortstop. Mian is deep and shaded toward the middle of the diamond. Grody providing the target and the pitch. Foul ball back, strike 2. A 2-strike count to Tony Perez. The bat. McGraw using the full windup. The pitch. And a high pop fly into short right. Staub is under it. Staub is waiting. Makes the catch. And again, the Reds lead 3. No runs. 1 hit. 1 error and 3 left on. In the middle of the 10th inning, the Reds won, the Mets won.
14 WABY.
Jerry Grody with 1 for 3 leads off. Clay Carroll appeared in 53 games during the season, won 8 and lost 8. Like McGraw, he finished the season very strong. And the pitch. Ground Ground ball whacked to shortstop. Menke is up with it. And the throw to Perez, one down. Rode retired on one pitch. Don Gullett was brilliant in relief. He went 4 innings, allowed no runs, only 2 hits. Walked none and struck out 3. Clay Carroll has a lifetime record against New York of 8 wins and only 2 losses. Swing and a miss by Don Hahn. Don Hahn walked and later scored back in the 3rd. Mian drove him home. Since then, he's lined out and flied out. The pitch by Clay Carroll. Ground ball hit to shortstop. Menke to his left, comes up with it, and throws to Tony Perez, 2 down. 2 outs and nobody on. Buddy Harrelson coming up. They have played 4.5 innings in Oakland. Baltimore 1, Oakland nothing. Mike Cuellar against Ken Holtzman. Buddy Harrelson hitless and 3 times up, batting left against Clay Carroll. Had an idea about bunting, wanted to see the velocity of the ball, takes a strike call. Doug McGraw on deck. In comes the pitch, and a strike on the outside corner. Clay Carroll looking very sharp. Pedro Borbon and Ross Grimsley warming up for Cincinnati. And a pop fly into left field. An easy play for Pete Rose. He has it. And the Mets are out quickly in the 10th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. So at the end of 10, it is Cincinnati 1 and New York 1.
I don't know what we would have done without Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Everything was just so sudden. First, there was Tom's accident.
You never realize how much hospital care costs until you get sick. And boy, what a bill I had for Terry.
Johnny Bench, Andy Costco, and Dennis Menke in the 11th inning. Doug has now worked 3 1/3, allowed no runs and 2 hits. In each of the last 2 innings, he has escaped a bases-loaded jam. The Reds had only 2 left on base over the first 8 innings. Now they've had 6 left in the last 2. So be careful right here. Johnny Bench is the hitter. 1 for 3 and a walk. McGraw into his windup. The pitch. Screwball fouled off. Strike 1. Let's play the infield around the left and deep against the slugger, John Bench. The outfield is deep. The pitch by Doug McGraw breaks over the inside corner. Strike 2. Johnny Bench jawing with umpire Bob Engel about the call of the breaking pitch. McGraw set to work. Now starts his windup. The pitch on the way. Way inside and almost nicked him. Fastball that turned Bench away from the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery. Ground ball hammered down to third. Over the bank. Fielded by Garrett. The very long throw. He's out. That grounder went right over the third base bag. The danger there is always of the ball hitting the bag, which would turn it immediately into a base hit, unless it took a very lucky bounce. So Garrett throws out Bench, and it brings up Andy Costco. Costco has taken an 0 for 3 collar and reached on a walk. He's a right-hand hitter. change that is high. 1 ball and no strikes. We are in the 11th at Shea, and the game is tied 1-1. Breaking ball, a strike. Evens the count on Costco. 1 ball and 1 strike. Veteran Dennis Menke is the on-deck batter. And a screwball fouled off. Just back over the screen and into the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tug had an easy inning in the 8th and very hard innings in the 9th and 10th. The 1-2 delivery. Smacked through the hole. A base hit to left for Andy Costco. And again, the Reds are applying the pressure as Costco singles to left. Dennis Menke will be coming up, and Menke now checks things out with Alex Gramis, the third base coach. Costco hit a breaking ball and pulled it through the hole beyond the reach of Bud Harrelson. Menke is 0 for 3 and has drawn a 1. That was the 6th hit of the game for Cincinnati. He turns to bunt and bunts foul back toward the crowd, strike 1. Reds appear ready to gamble that Geronimo can get the run home. They had Menke bunting with 1 down. Geronimo, a left-hand hitter, waiting on deck. Now the stretch by McGraw. Here's the pitch. He was going to swing this time, and it was high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yogi Berra has not had to use a pinch hitter so far in this championship series. Sparky Anderson has used 9. The 1-1 delivery, lined hard toward the gap in right center, a base hit by Menke. Around second, on his way to third is Costco, and the Reds have runners on first and third. McGraw for the 3rd inning in a row is in deep trouble. Back-to-back base hits by Costco and Menke, and now Geronimo is called back to talk with Sparky Anderson. Geronimo, pretty good bunter. So Grody walks to the mound to say to McGraw, be aware they might try and squeeze the run home. If they do, it would probably be the suicide squeeze. The Mets will play the infield in close and try and cut down Andy Costco. Costco on third and Menke on first with 1 away. Harry Parker getting up again in the bullpen. Now the stretch by McGraw. The pitch to Geronimo. High, a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Dan Dreesen is the on-deck batter. He came in the game as a runner in the 10th and then took over at third base. The infield parked to the edge of the grass, the pitch. Swing and a miss, a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ray Sadecki getting up in the bullpen along with Harry Parker. McGraw for the 3rd inning in a row trying to escape. The 1-1 pitch. Low inside, 2-1 on Geronimo. Doug sorely in need of a strikeout at this point. The 2-1 pitch, inside, ball 3. And McGraw is behind Geronimo, 3-1. A walk would load the bases. It would bring up Dan Dreesen. Now Tug is set. Around comes the arm, and a foul coming back, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cesar Geronimo, the left-handed batting center fielder. The game tied 1-1 in the 11th inning. Costco is on third and Menke on first, 1 out. McGraw to the stop. The 3-2 pitch, the squeeze is on. Butted foul, strike 3. The suicide squeeze was on. Geronimo bunted the ball foul to strike out. Now Dreesen comes up with 2 men away, runners on first and third. Third strikeout for Doug McGraw. Dreesen hitting for the first time in the game. The rookie third baseman who came up from Indianapolis in June and wound up hitting over 300. Left-hander against left-hander. The infield back now at second and short with 2 men away. Garrett in close at third. The pitch to Dan Dreesen, and a fly ball hit deep to right, way back, stop, going back. He's got it! He hits the wall, but he held on to the ball. He's out, and the side is retired. Staub has hurt himself. Rusty Staub made a magnificent catch, crashed into the wall, fell back, but he held on to the ball, and the side is retired. Staub is on his feet. Listen to the roar. Standing and cheering and roaring for Rusty Staub. Staub is all right, and he's coming in. He raced all the way to the wall. He reached over his head, made a great one-handed catch, ran hard into the wall. It knocked him back on his back. He rolled over. He held on to the ball. No run. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Middle of the 11th, team tied 1-1.
He went all the way and caught that ball, and he showed me a lot of courage because he knew that he was going to hit the fence.
The Met fans are ecstatic. The Reds have left 8 men on in the last 3 innings. We go to the 11th inning. And let's look again at the Kits Pascal.
He knew that he was going to crash into the fence, and I'm telling you, I'm so excited, Jim. I've seen plays before for a long time, but I have chills right now.
You know, in the '69 World Series, Murray, we saw agents Svoboda make great plays, none of which, though, involved simply running head first into a wall, is what happened right there. Well, it is still 1-1. And we are still in the 11th inning. And we're going to have a pinch hitter, Ken Boswell, come up for Doug McGraw, who came on in the 7th inning and worked 4 1/3 innings, giving up no runs, 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, and was in a ton of trouble. But he got out of it. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WRGB, Schenectady.
Boswell during the regular season hit .227. Boswell has not been to bat until now in these championships. Well, we had the battle yesterday. We've got a different kind of battle today, and this is more exciting.
Jim, I tell you, I've played professional baseball for 22 years, and I've seen all kinds of great plays, and none of them turned me on the way these Mets are playing baseball today, especially Rusty Staub with 2 great catches.
Add to that the 3 home runs he has hit in this championship series. Ground ball, Morgan, second hop. Goes on to Perez, and there's 1 out in the 11th with the score tied at 1-1. Boswell, the pinch hitter, does not get the job done. We go back to the top of the batting order, and Wayne Red Garrett. 0 for 4 today, 1 for 17 in the series. They wrote about the battle yesterday. Someone's going to talk about this as being a classic. More than a few people. That's a foul out of play. And if you don't think these 50,786 fans aren't charged up, if the Mets should win this, wow.
I don't think I'll go down on the field.
Garrett swings. Good-looking breaking pitch from Clay Carroll. It's 2 strikes.
Jim, a point of interest that the Mets have more power hitting from the left side of the plate than the right side, and this is the first right-hander I can remember seeing pitch since we've done the last 2 games for the Reds.
Missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. yesterday. Look at Morgan. Can he come up with it? He does. Another great play. Joe Morgan has turned in another fine play. Well, they're just trading him back and forth. And if you're a baseball fan, you've got to appreciate what's taking place here today.
This is what you call an all-out effort right here. The Reds know that there's no tomorrow if they don't come through today. And this is when your good ball players will rise to the occasion.
2 out now, and Millon, 1. Well, make that 2 for 5 today.
The suspense has been almost too much for Mets fans. In the last 3 innings, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th, the Reds have had 8 men left on base. 3 in the 9th, 3 in the 10th, and 2 in the 11th. Now Ken Griffey is the batter facing Harry Parker. We are in the 12th inning. And a drive in the air to left center. Jones cutting over. There makes the catch. The ball hit hard by Ken Griffey. Jones was Johnny on the spot. 1 out and nobody on. Pete Rose coming up. Rose 2 hits and 4 times at bat and an intentional walk. Baltimore 1, Oakland nothing. They are now in the last of the 7th inning. Their ball game was like this one. Mets led this game 1-0 until the 7th. And Pete Rose takes inside, ball 1. The pitch on the way, a foul ball off the foot of Pete Rose. Harry Parker during the season won 8 and lost 4. Harry was a starting pitcher until July 3rd. Then he went to the bullpen, remained there the rest of the season. As a starter, he was 5-2. High and away. Parker throws hard, a tall right-hander out of Collinsville, Illinois. Reds feel they are a much better ball club when they're attacking a right-hander than a left-hander. And they saw mostly right-hand pitching during the season. Pete Rose hitting left-handed against Harry Parker. The count 2-1. Swing out of miss. High Hardman, that evens the count 2-2. The Reds a battling ball club. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and foul tip. Off the glove of Jerry Grody. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pete Rose. Harry would like to get the Reds in order here in the 12th inning so as not to have to face Tony Perez. Pitching 2-2. And a well-hit fly ball to deep right, way back. It may go out of here. It is gone, a home run. Pete Rose has homered to make it a 2-1 ball game. Rose sprinting around the bases. And the Reds lead 2-1. And everybody in that dugout in Cincinnati coming out to meet Pete Rose. It was Rose who tied the first game with an 8th-inning home run off Tom Seaver. Now he has just put the Reds into a 2-1 lead. He hit only 5 during the regular season. He is some kind of a competitor. Joe Morgan, the batter. The pitch by Harry Parker, a foul straight back. Rose with 5 during the regular season, now has 2 in the championship series. Parker's pitch on the way, high outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. back up on the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Joe Morgan. Morgan 0 for 3 with a sacrifice and a walk. 1 for 15 in the series. The home run by Rose was his 3rd hit of this ball game. And the pitch. High fly ball to left center field. Leon Jones drifting in, settles under it, and puts it away for the out. 2 men away on the top of the 12th inning, and now Tony Perez is the batter. Perez homered in the 7th inning to tie the game 1-1. Pete Rose has just given Cincinnati the lead 2-1 with a home run. Now the windup by Parker, and the pitch is low, ball 1. The 1-0 delivery, high and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Either Ross Grimsley or Pedro Borbon will be coming on in the last of the 12th. The Mets will have the heart of their batting order coming up: Staub, Jones, and Milner. Fastball, a strike call, 2-1 on Tony Perez. Perez was held without a base hit his first 14 times up in the series. His first hit was a home run in the 7th. And a high fly ball to right field. Neon cutting over toward the line, is under it, and he has it. 1 run. 1 hit, a home run by Pete Rose, no errors and none left. In the middle of the 12th inning. The Cincinnati Reds 2, the New York Mets 1. Now relieved in all 4 games of the championship series. And the pitch to Rusty, popped in the air to left field. Rose under it waiting, and he has it. 1 down. Fly ball right to Pete Rose. He barely had to move. So Borbon, with a victory in the series, has a chance now to record a save. If the Reds win, Game 5, the deciding game tomorrow afternoon here at Shea at 2 o'clock. Tom Seaver versus Jack Billingham. There are some reserved and box seats available that go on sale tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the advanced sale window near Gate D. Leon Jones 0 for 4, the pitch. It's high, ball 1. The pitchers of record at the moment are Clay Carroll and Harry Parker. On the outside corner, a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. High fly ball hit to right field. An easy play for Andy Costco. 2 down. The Mets are down to their final out. John Milner is coming to the plate. Crowd of 50,786. What a ball game. The Mets led 1-0 until the 7th when Tony Perez tied the game with a home run. Pete Rose put Cincinnati into the lead 2-1 with a home run in the 12th. Now Milner trying to get New York even. In comes the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Borbon winding. The pitch to Milner, fouled out of play behind third, far back up into the crowd. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milner 0 for 3 on base in the 4th inning with a walk. 2 for 13 in the series. He has the kind of power to get you even. They play the infield and the outfield around to right. Fastball, a call strike. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to John Milner. Now Borbon winding. Here's the pitch on the way. And a squibbler out toward the mound. The game should be over. Borbon throws, and the game is over. The Reds win it. So Borbon retires the heart of the batting order, 1-2-3 in the 12th inning. And the Reds battling desperately all day long. Now are much alive, but the series is all even. In the 9th, in the 12th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. The final score, the Reds 2 and the Mets 1. George Stone protected that 1-run lead until the 7th inning. With 1 out and nobody on, Tony Perez homered to tie the ball game. Doug McGraw came in and escaped 3 times. While Doug was in the game, the Reds had 3 on in the 9th, 3 left on in the 10th, 2 more in the 11th. The Reds won the ball game on a home run by Pete Rose, his third hit of the game. He hit it off Harry Parker in the 12th inning. So the series is all even. What a series. Game 5 that decides the National League title tomorrow afternoon at Shea. Con Seaver will pitch against Jack Billingham. Today, Cincinnati had 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 10 left. New York 1 run, only 3 hits in 12 innings, 2 errors and 4 left. The winner in relief, Clay Carroll, and the loser in relief was Harry Parker.